guys, it's Sunday. Let's talk about mental health. For the new people seeing this, my name is Michelle. You can find me on Instagram at RoseQ on Facebook at RoseQ, or on YouTube, freaking cats driving me nuts, on YouTube at Michelle RoseQ. And before I start, if anybody has any tips about YouTube other than hashtags, just let me know down in the comments, because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Alright, so today I want to talk about what it's like in a relationship with mental health. So today I'm gonna start by talking about what it's like to be the person dealing with mental health in the relationship, and then next Sunday I'm gonna talk about what it's like to be the caregiver of somebody who deals with mental health in a relationship, because I've kind of had to deal with both sides of the coin, and it's like two very different roles, frustration wise, I guess. Alright, so yeah, today, yeah, I try to come prepared into this, and every time I get in front of the camera, my mind goes blank. Damn anxiety. Alright, so I want to start by saying, back in 2013, I dealt with severe depression, even though I had no clue back then what it was called, or what it was, what the symptoms were. Like, I had no clue, to the point where I didn't even think of looking it up. I was just like waking up in the morning and like pretty much didn't want to live my life. I didn't want to be awake. I didn't want to be conscious. I didn't want to deal with life. And I was a stay-at-home mom with the two girls. There were 1 and 3, and like I didn't want to deal with myself, much less 2 kids. So in a way, and that lasted 6 months, so in a way I have no fucking clue how I survived that. No idea. And it was really hard. So it was really hard back then, because I had no clue what was going on, so I couldn't explain it to my boyfriend, and he had no clue what was going on either. So it was really, really frustrating, because I didn't know how to get better. I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to recover. And, I didn't even know what the symptoms were. So it was kind of like really hard to deal with it. And, so it just got to the point where, it lasted a long time, and I was like a real downer, and yeah, it just got to the point where me and my boyfriend didn't get along. We weren't on the same page. We didn't, like, he didn't understand me. I didn't understand myself. So it created this big gap between us, and we didn't know how to communicate anymore. And it got to the point where there was a lot of negativity, and like I don't even know how it could have gotten worse, because I was already pretty negative. But he started making sure to tell me that I was bringing down everybody around me, and I was making everybody miserable. And I'm sure in his head he thought he was helping me or motivating me to like be happy, but it just made it worse, because like I already felt like shit. Like, people that deal with mental health, we already know, like, we might not understand it, but we already know that we're in a shitty mood. We already know that, for the people around us, there's a lot of negativity being absorbed. We already know what the deal is. We just don't know how to fucking deal with it. We don't know how to change it. And unfortunately, it's not just being sad or being a little stressed out. Depression is like fucking drowning and suffocating, and like the walls are fucking closing in on you, and you know, at the end of the day, like, you just don't give a fuck about anything. You just, like, you can't breathe, but you're still alive. Like, it's the worst fucking feeling in the world. So no, you can't just flip a switch, you know? We wish we could, but we can't. And it just gets really hard because, you know, you have somebody that you're with and you love, and you just don't know how to be happy for them. You don't even know how to be happy for yourself. So it got so negative that, you know, he started calling me names, and, you know, it just, I guess it got a little abusive and a little neglectful, and, we started arguing a lot, and I was spending a lot of time at my best friend's house, and there's so many times we'd argue in the car, to the point where I legit wanted to open the door and, like, jump out. That's how much the depression just made me not care about dying. Like, anything that happened, that was my answer. I was like, I just want to die. That's it. I just do it. Just end my fucking misery. So that's what it's like to be in a relationship when you don't understand your own stuff, and so that your partner doesn't understand. Now I'm seeing someone, and it's not super serious, but there's such a huge difference when, you know, you're self-aware, and when you've done the work, and when you've gone down the healing path, and you've faced your traumas and faced your fears and all of that. It's so much easier, because then when you get into a relationship, you have an understanding already of what you're going through and what you're dealing with and what your triggers are and what your moods are and what it feels like in those moods. Like, when I start getting tired and exhausted, I know I'm going to start getting irritated, and I'm going to start getting pissed off, and everything's going to fucking bother me. And I know that. So that when my mood starts going down and my partner is like, hey, are you okay? I can be like, no, I'm not. Like, this is what's going on. Sometimes I don't know why, but at least I can explain to him, okay, cool, like, this is how I feel, and I know what I need, and so, like, just give me some time alone, and, you know, it'll pass, and then I'll come back to you. And it's just so much easier, and it's so much easier too for your partner, because then he's like, he knows what's up, you know, it's not a guessing game, he's not taking shit personally, you know, like, he knows what's up, so he's like, all right, cool, you need 5 minutes to yourself, that's perfect, you know, take those 5 minutes to think or whatever, and when you're ready, like, come back to me. And, you know, that's how it is with the guy I'm seeing right now, and it's just, it makes communication so much easier. So much easier, but it's scary. It really is. Like, even though I know he understands, it's so scary to, like, open my mouth and speak my truth, and it's so scary to, like, I guess, let him in, and just because there's so much stigma out there, and it's like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I sound like a crazy person when I explain what goes on in my head. And yeah, so, like, you know, like, when I go to explain things, I'm just like waiting for him to be like, wow, you're nuts. Or, like, for something to go negative, because that's what I dealt with in the past. But yeah, like, so I want to come back to self-awareness and know your triggers, do your research, read about what you're dealing with, look at the symptoms, and when things come up, like, sit with your moods, sit with your emotions, and just, again, get to know yourself, because that's what makes it easier in a relationship. Because if you understand yourself and you understand your mental health, then your partner can understand you, and your partner can understand your mental health as well, and it makes communication easier. And that's it for me. So I will see you next Sunday. See ya.